Hi, good morning. My name is Barendra Sao and I'm making this video blog to air my comments on the Marcia Pierce documentary Wrestling with the Angels. Now, the subject of this documentary is something which is really important and integral to the Caribbean culture, which is music, specifically music video in this case. Now, the video examines how music videos are produced in the region through discussions with some of the various producers, like Yauramisa and some of the artists like Tisan Chin. Now, we have to ask ourselves first of all, what is the Caribbean story? You could look at Caribbean culture today as a reflection of that story because it's a mosaic. It's made up of many pieces of glass which was shattered by the colonial hammer, and it was pieced back together to give us what we call our identity today. So that's why in our culture today we see elements of African culture, we see elements of Indian culture, we see elements of Chinese culture in the Caribbean today because we have all these little bits and pieces from all over the world coming together to form our own culture. But at the same time, it's not a carbon copy of those cultures that our ancestors called their own. It's something unique to us about it as well. You can't just copy and paste it from Africa or from India and bring it here. There's some difference. Now we see this cultural uniqueness expressed in our music videos, in the way we dance, in the way we sing, some of these scenes in the music videos. And this is something we should be proud of, is our culture. It's not something we should be ashamed of. And yet now we find ourselves having this Caribbeanness diluted when we try to export these videos for money to the US. So because we have commoditized this cultural expression, it's beginning to lose its value. Because what is wanted to portray in the videos now is not Caribbean. We have these whole white sandy beaches, the palm trees, the women in the bikinis and thing. That's not Caribbean. That's what the outside world imposes on us as Caribbean. Our story, our Caribbean story, is probably, I don't know, an old building in downtown Kingston with, graffiti on the wall, or a dump, or something like that. That is what the Caribbean legacy, the Caribbean identity deals with. And we should be proud of it. We shouldn't have to hide our culture from the rest of the world. And we should be trusting it out there with a who vex kind of attitude. Yeah. It have the Caribbean culture is something I really can't understand. How are we ashamed of our own culture, but at the same time we're ready to wholeheartedly accept the American culture without any kind of thought about what it is? Why is it aren't we doing the same thing to them? Why aren't we putting ourselves out there on show just like they are? So instead of watching BT or MTV growing up, our children can watch our artists perform and feel proud that we have something. Now, I have to say I agree with a lot of the artists in this video and a lot of the producers interviewed. They pretty much said the same thing I just said, where culture was being diluted by this whole commercialization of the music industry. And we have to ask ourselves, is the money that we're getting from selling these music videos abroad to Americans worth selling out our identity? Or are we better off keeping this as part of our identity, but at the same time standing to lose? Because, some of the Caribbean videos may not be up to the standards of the FCC or whatnot in the US. But those standards really are subjective, so it's nothing really. So that's all I have to say, and thanks for listening. Bye.